and give y'all an update. I figured you could do it, but.
Yeah,
Liliana, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call for the record. Mayor Lindsay.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Crane.
Here.
Councilor Howe.
Here.
Councilor Weeks.
Here.
And Councilor Curry.
Here.
We have a quorum. You may proceed.
This time I'd ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If I could please get a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have anybody that wanted to speak this evening?
There was nobody that signed up.
No, we'll move on to any announcements and proclamations by the council.
Mr. Mayor, the South Central Colfax County Special Hospital District met last night. They elected officers. Bo Lopez is still chair, Luis Portillo is vice chair, Casey Sandoval is secretary treasurer. They're going to reactivate the Colfax Healthcare Foundation. They're looking for members. If anyone was interested in that, they should contact Annabelle over at the clinic. And the agenda contained normal items.
Thank you very much for attending and reporting back. Okay, moving on to staff reports. I think our only staff report this evening is our fire chief, Jason Vance.
Good evening, members of council. Mr. Weir, welcome back.
Thank you.
Ms. Strickland, Mrs. Strickland. We have the end of the year report numbers for Angel Fire Department. My numbers are not exactly accurate, but pretty close. Last year, in 2025, we had about 111 fire calls and 474 EMS calls, which is about a 13% increase from the previous year. So the combined total is 585. A little bit of updates on some of our grant funding. We did finally get approval for reimbursement of $70,000 for the defibrillator that we gave the demonstration on here before council, and for the laptops that were supported with that. We also got approved for the reimbursement pay of $167,586.63 for the pre-engineered metal building kit that, for the fire station build. We also have one of our members in fire inspector training, so hopefully at the end of next week he will be able to test for fire inspector, and hopefully have our own official fire inspector here in the village. We also have 2 members in the department right now in EMT intermediate training. One will be, actually, one may have been testing like this week and be official this week, and another one starting, that should finish next semester for EMT intermediate. We also applied for a fire department recruitment equipment grant, and this allows you to buy equipment specialty for those firefighters to clean their bunker gear and things like that. And we just submitted for that on January 21st. We won't know if we got those fundings for a couple of weeks. And we requested $94,949.85. That's all I have, and other than that, we have the fire station build. We have 9 people that, 9 companies that came to the original meeting to learn about the RFP. We had a total of 3 respondents, and we've narrowed it down to a selection between one of 2 companies, and the committee will be making their final selections next week. So by the time we reconvene, we should have our contractor selected. Any questions?
I just have one. On your original report, your statistics, do you happen to know what percentage of calls for service were outside the Village of Angel Fire or specifically Eagle Nest?
About 14% of our calls are in Eagle Nest. We just recently ran those numbers, and you happen to catch me on a good day that I know that one. But about 14% are ran in Eagle Nest. Outside of the village is not significantly more besides the Village of Angel Fire and Eagle Nest. I think last year we only ran about 8 calls that were EMS related in Black Lake or elsewhere.
Thank you, Chief. All right, moving on to new business. Item A, I'd like to open the discussion, the approval resolution 2026-12, variance to the required front yard setback. Ready, Rod?
Good evening, Mayor Lindsay, Councilman Manager Weir, Craig Strickland. So back in '25, the village approved the site plan for the Sangre de Cristo townhomes, which would be to the south of Zeb's. In the packet there, you'll see there's a couple things in there, and then it explains what they're asking for the 50-foot setback. Their design has 2 units and part of their commercial / residential in that setback. So what they're asking for is for 40 feet variance into that 50-foot setback. Being that, their lot isn't that big, so the setback covers over 25% of their lot. Planning and Zoning Commission approved it and is asking for your approval on it. Is there questions?
Questions? Manager Weir?
Mr. Mayor, Council, I was wondering if Santos could come up and see if he could share with us if he knows why the overlay is a 50-foot setback on the overlay. Does he know that, Santos, do you know the history of that and why that may have been the case?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, Manager Weir, Clerk Strickland, this actually came up at P&Z. They were trying to figure out what the value of 50 was in the overlay, because the normal setback in that commercial district is like 20, 25 feet. So we went back to the minutes from the council hearing in 2016 when the overlay was adopted. And if you look at the minutes, it just says move approval. There was no debate. There was no discussion on why 50 feet was 50 feet. It was 50 feet for maybe a landscape buffer or anything. It just, the first and second reading, there was no context as to why it was approved. So that's part of, I think, why Rick had presented. P&Z had asked this and felt, well, there really doesn't seem to be anything stated why 50 was even 50. So I think that led to the part of P&Z recommending unanimously to adopt the recommendation for approval. But I did show up on the minutes. We could find those online, and I shared them with the P&Z members, and there's no discussion. It just says staff presented, Mayor Cottom recommended approval, second, and it was approved.
And that was in 2016?
Yes.
So the overlay district was actually created many years before that, and for whatever reason, wasn't done legally correct. So I believe they just adopted it in 2016 through the legal procedures necessary, because the way it was originally done was basically void. So I think there was a lot of debate then. I'd have to dig a little deeper to find out when that actually took place, but it was early 2000s.
So if you look at the 2008 comp plan, and there was an economic development study done in 2008 too, and they both talk about design standards along Mountain View Boulevard. And that there should be a committee to look at design elements, design standards, and you have that in the overlay. If your building is over 100 feet wide, you have to have these architectural elements, you have to have certain landscape stuff, but it didn't really say why the 50 feet. I do agree with you that there was development that occurred, and was this officially adopted, it wasn't codified correctly. So if you look at the ordinance, it said that actually happened in 2016, when they actually codified it correctly. And I think that's probably what it was. People might have talked about it beyond that, but the official document was 2016, I think in July, and there's very, very little reference in the minutes as to how that number came about. I just want to point out what Rick had said, that on your site plan, there's still landscaping that still needs to be proposed, that's shown on the plan. That it's not something right up. P&Z also talked about, well, how far is it from the road? Because the road's still 60 feet away. It's not like right up on the sidewalk. So there was some other debate that P&Z had that once they saw the minutes and felt that if there really wasn't a standard set, why should we hold the standard? So, yeah.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
this may not help much, but there was a period of time, about the time we're talking about, when there was a possibility of a very large motel coming in on 64, and a lot of this discussion was taking place during that period of time, and it may have had something to do with that motel, and it carried over through the rest of the overlay district.
Sure, thank you.
Are there any other questions or discussion? I'd ask for a motion on item A.
Make a motion on item A, approve resolution 2026-12, variance to the required front yard setback.
I'll second.
Roll call vote on item A. Mayor Pro Tem Crane,
Aye.
Counselor Howe,
Aye.
Counselor Weeks,
I abstain.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item B, I'd like to open discussion to approve to move forward with planning and zoning bylaw changes. Manager Weir.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Council, upon our review of the bylaws that were posted on the village website for planning and zoning, they had a aspect of the bylaw that called for 3-year terms for planning and zoning, which it can't be. State statute specifies that planning and zoning commission terms will be 2 years or less. That's the language. So it can't be more than 2 years, so we simply want to make an adjustment to those bylaws to bring them in compliance with state statute.
Any questions? I'd ask for a motion to be made on item B.
Make a motion on item B to move forward with planning and zoning bylaw changes.
I second.
Roll call vote on item B. Mayor Pro Tem Crane,
Aye.
Counselor Howe,
Aye.
Counselor Weeks,
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right. Item C, I'd like to open discussion to approve the donation of a 1995 Packer truck from Bruce Jasmine. Manager Weir.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Council, our prior Councilman Jasmine, who had a business providing solid waste services and subsequently retired from that business, sold his business to another vendor here in town, and he retained ownership of a Packer truck that he actually bought from us at auction at one point, but he put a lot of money into it to get it working again, and now that he's no longer in the business, he's requesting the ability to donate that back to the village. And it is a functioning packer truck and would work as a backup in our solid waste department at this point. I don't know, Madam CPO, if you have any comments on this or not?
It's good to go.
Any questions or discussion? All right, I'd ask for a motion on item C.
Make a motion to approve item C, donation of a 1995 Packer truck from Bruce Jasmine.
I'll second.
Roll call vote on item C. Mayor Pro Tem Crane.
Aye.
Counselor Howe.
Aye.
Counselor Weeks.
Aye.
And Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, item D, regular discussion to approve resolution 2026-11, various bars.
Mr. Mayor, Council, Manager Ware, Clerk Strickland. This is just more of what you've seen from me before. I know that this is Councilman Crane's favorite part of it. I can't remember what your nickname was,
I
bartender?
think we should call him the bar manager.
Yeah, bar manager, that's what it was. So it's just more adjustments inside the budget that we've been making as we're doing business in the fiscal year. So we're required to submit these to the state, council's approval.
Questions or discussion on item D? If not, I'd ask for a motion.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2026-11, various bars.
I'll second.
Roll call vote on item D. Mayor Pro Tem Crane.
Aye.
Counselor Howe.
Aye.
Counselor Weeks.
Aye.
And Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, item E. I'd like to have a discussion to approve full-time wildland firefighter, fuels management specialist, Chief Vance.
Again, Mr. Mayor, members of council, Manager Weir, Clerk Strickland. As part of a realignment for the wildland fire team, we're trying to get aligned with a lot of the statutory language and stuff that's around the state and following under various guidelines for wildland entities. One of our biggest hurdles that we faced early on is what we have been calling our slash position, our slash operator, that falls under that cost center. We could never get that, after 2 unsuccessful attempts, we could never get that position to fall under Public Employees Retirement Association guidelines. Since then, our slash operator has moved from the fire department over to streets. That person in that position vacated that opening, and we saw this as an opportunity to kind of restructure that position without affecting any single employee. So we put together the language for what we're gonna change that position into, what we're gonna call a fuels management specialist. That person will be in charge of all of the slash operations that had been done before. But included in that, we are gonna allow for the potential for that person to respond to the front lines of like a large-scale wildfire fire if necessary. And I don't think, it's kind of hard to get people to understand that when we have a large-scale fire, we're not typically out there with pickaxes or McLeods or shovels. We're out there with heavy equipment. We're cutting down trees. We're cutting fire line with large equipment. And so this position would support that. In addition, it aligns with our defensible space ordinance that we've been working really hard on in our direction and trying to move towards being a Firewise community. This position supports that, and it also allows this position to be deployed to wildland fires around the United States for possible reimbursement. So we feel like it's in better alignment than what the previous job description was, and therefore make the recommendation of the creation of a new position, the fuels management specialist, and we're gonna use funding from the old previous slash operator to fund this position.
So based on our hiring freeze, this isn't just by.
This has been approved by the finance director. It's basically a budget neutral move.
Any other questions or discussion?
I noticed that the CDL was just on the preferred category. Is that just because it would be hard to get a qualified person that already has licensing?
Yeah, we haven't obtained complete clarity about whether a CDL is required for certain actions. There's a little bit of ambiguity when it comes to a fire department. We all have an E-class driver's license, which allows us to drive trucks over 26,000 pounds. Some of our trucks are much heavier than that. And that's an exemption because it's for exemption because we are emergency response. So all of our wildland personnel who drive a fire truck have that same E-class exemption. And whether or not they're gonna allow our slash truck or any other of those vehicles to be driven on the highway or not, we still haven't determined, so CDL is therefore recommended or preferred.
Anything else? Thank you, Chief. If I could please get a motion on item E.
Make a motion on item E to approve full-time wildland firefighter, fuels management specialist.
I'll second.
Roll call vote on item E. Mayor Pro Tem Crane,
Aye.
Counselor Howe,
Aye.
Counselor Weeks,
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item F. I'd like to open discussion to approve resolution 2026-10, submittal of an application for the 2026-2027 NMDOT MAP funds for street and drainage improvements.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Manager Weir, and Madam Strickland. Before you have this resolution, this is permission to apply for this funding opportunity. We are going for the north lane of Camino Grande, which is going native. It's all torn up and beat up, and this was last done, I think, in 2016, 2019, somewhere around there. So it's being broken apart because it handles the transfer station loaded trucks. So that particular lane is going bad. So that's what we're going for funding. And I will stand for any questions.
Well, you answered my question. The heavy trucks coming out on the north lane makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir.
It didn't seem like it was that long ago that they put that in.
Well, the last time we worked on Camino Grande was phase 3, which is closer to the high school.
Oh.
So this other part is much older.
Okay.
I'll ask for a motion on item F.
Make a motion on item F to approve resolution 2026-10, submittal of application for 2026-2027 NMDOT MAP funds for street and drainage improvements.
I'll second.
Roll call vote on item F. Mayor Pro Tem Crane,
Aye.
Counselor Howe,
Aye.
Counselor Weeks,
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Julie. Item G, I'd like to open discussion to approve resolution 2026-13, second quarter budget, fiscal year 2026.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, Council. We're required quarterly to submit our budget to the state. It's a quarterly summary, and we need council's approval for that. There's nothing outstanding in this or material significance to report, so, but we do require your approval.
I could please get a motion on item G.
Make a motion on item G to approve resolution 2026-13, second quarter budget, fiscal year 2026.
I'll second.
Roll call vote on item G. Mayor Pro Tem Crane,
Aye.
Counselor Howe,
Aye.
Counselor Weeks,
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Item H, I'd like to open discussion to approve the appointment of Wolf Ashcraft as a voting member to the Economic Development Committee as a replacement for Mark Manley. Mr. Manley.
Good evening, Mayor, Councilman, Manager, Clerk. I had served previously on the Comprehensive Plan Committee. As that committee now evolves into the Economic Development Committee, Resort thought it'd be a good idea to get another face in front of everyone. Wolf grew up here. He is now our Director of Marketing. So with your permission, we'll seat him and unseat me. But the resort appreciates the ability to participate. Stand for any questions.
We appreciate your service, Mark, on the committee, and I look forward to Wolf joining the Economic Development Committee if the council sees so fit.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I could please get a motion on item H.
Make a motion on item H to approve the appointment of Wolf Ashcraft to the Economic Development Committee as a replacement for Mark Manley.
I'll second.
Roll call vote on item H. Mayor Pro Tem Crane,
Aye.
Counselor Howell,
Aye.
Counselor Weeks,
Aye.
and Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
Before I turn it over to Manager Weir for the manager report, I'd just like to point out that by deleting Kurt Epler from staff reports, we're in for only 23 minutes this evening.
Real quick, Manager, Mr. Mayor and council, I don't have that much to report, but I will say that Mayor Pro Tem Crane and I were down in Santa Fe yesterday, and today, also with us yesterday was Ms. Strickland and Mr. Ralph, Director Ralph, attending on Monday, a tourism event put on by the State Chamber of Commerce. And then this morning was a legislative introduction to legislative session in which the leaders of our legislature got up and told us what their goals were in this next 25 days. But the highlight of the event was after the governor gave her speech, she walked over and gave me a hug. So
True, it happened. I witnessed this.
I was reaching for her purse when she was doing that, and she didn't have one, so. No, but, no, it was a good session. There are some important things related to crime and related to healthcare that are on the agenda besides just a general budget this year. And I think there are items that we need to pay attention to because they will affect us. So for everybody, I suggest that you pay attention. It's a short session. It's gonna go quick, but some important stuff in the governor's last legislative session. There'll be some important things that are gonna happen in it related to the budget. One of them is related to oil production, which is a primary source of revenue. So I'd like everybody to keep an eye on that. It could have a huge impact on the state, what they're trying to do. But that's all I have.
All right, well with that, this meeting is adjourned.